Want to be smarter? Want to be fitter? Want to be wealthier? Want to be better? This is Infinite Transcendence, where life mastery meets humor and sarcasm with a blunt approach. This is the place where we talk about mastering your life without the usual feel-good aspect. This is the podcast designed for people who want useful tips and information while being entertained. So sit back and enjoy the program.
Hello again and welcome to Infinite Transcendence. Now, this part is about something that's happening in the news or happening in the current media. Talk about something that's going on in the world. So this is an interesting one. Check this out this morning about Congress or the legislature trying to pass a new act in regards to like a hot car act or for deaths in hot cars. And what's happening is hot car deaths are on the rise. So they're trying to pass a law to have some child safety or some type of safety feature installed in cars to make up for this, to help out with this, which is pretty, in my opinion, it's just stupid anyways. Of course, I'm a small government guy. I believe in a free market regulating things because when they pass laws like this, what ends up happening is it backfires in so many ways. And I'm going to get into all those ways in a minute, but basically the backstory is a lot of people, there's a lot of stories in the news, like there's one lady, apparently, I know she was crazy or just stupid. Maybe stupid, I think she might have just been crazy, but she left her two kids in the car to teach them a lesson. And then the kids die. So you have a lot of people out there who do stupid things like that. And the way they try to fix these is a lot of these politicians want to pass votes to feel like they're useful, or to be do-gooders, or to whatever. They want to seem like they're the good guys. So they pass these laws, but they end up backfiring, end up being more. They do more harm than good, because it's easy to pass a law and think it's going to do good, but then you miss all the problems that make it bad. Because if I read the statistics correctly, about 800 kids have died from 1990 to now in the U.S. from dying in hot cars, which really isn't even that much. That's 800 in a course of almost 30 years. That's not even 30 kids a year. So, it's not really that many kids. Again, it's unfortunate to see your own kid. Nobody wants their own kid to die in a car. I mean, maybe they're crazy or something. I don't know. But no sane person wants their kid to die in a car. But in this case, it's not due to it. In most cases, just a lack of due diligence, lack of not paying attention, lack of intelligence, just recklessness. A child is a small kid, because most of these kids are under 3, so a small child, their body overheats much quicker than a larger kid. And not only that, they have no way to, if they're strapped to a car seat, how are they going to unlock the car? They're stuck in there roasting to death. Whereas like if they're an adult, like if I were in a hot car, let's say I was riding with my friend and he was going to Walmart to pick up something and left me inside, I'm an adult. I can open the door. I can unlock the door. I can let the windows down. I can turn on the AC. I can stand outside. I can walk inside. If he takes too long, maybe he gets stuck in a long line. Maybe he's looking for something. Maybe he gets sidetracked talking to a girl. I don't know. I have a way out of it. But most people don't have a way out of that. Or children don't have a way out of it. Young children don't have a way to get out of that. So they end up dying in a lot of cases. And the parent walks back after usually the mom, walks back after 45 minutes of shopping, and then she finds out her kid is dead. Which is it's unfortunate, but it's stupid, because roll down your windows, don't crack your windows, roll them down. Better yet, take your kids with you. Don't leave your kids in a hot car. To me, if you can, how do people, they don't forget their cell phones in the car. They remember to take their phones and all their crap, their purse, but they can't remember to take their kid. And it makes me wonder, that people who reproduce like that, and I say it all the time, it's politically incorrect, I don't care. Like the dumbest people are crank out the most kids. I've done a lot of babysitting. I have a lot of family members and a lot of cousins and nieces, because I have a lot of people in my family who have tons of kids. And I would never leave them in a hot car. It's ridiculous. Take the kid with you when you're going inside the store. And this is stupidity, and they should be punished. This is not something they should put in the law for everybody. It's for several reasons. I'm getting no reason now. One, it's a large cost I believe is going to be in all cars, new and used. So as far as I know, I read up on it, and I didn't see anything specifically that said only new cars, because they're going to add these to cars. So if they're adding them to cars, I'm assuming it means new used cars as well, and not just or they plan on doing that. So it's going to be a large unneeded cost, and guess who it's going to affect? It's going to affect people, one, who don't have kids like myself. I don't have any children. And two, people who are poor and maybe can't afford to have those devices installed. Or they're going to have to raise a tax or something to pay for it. And it's going to make more burden on the rest of us, or people who can't afford it, who are poor, and maybe they just, maybe they have. What if they have like emissions, or have some type of test where you caught driving without one? I don't know how they're going to have this all rigged up. What are they going to do? Arrest you for not having one in your car? Are they going to have to take a test when you take your emissions test or something? They're going to check for it. I don't know how they're going to do it. People who are getting by just fine, or who don't have kids like myself, or people who are poor and probably can't afford it, barely getting by as it is, then have to have this feature, and it's going to make it harder for them to even get around. Or maybe they have to stop driving entirely. Maybe they have to take a bus or something, or maybe they have the risk going to jail. That's why it's also stupid. And it's going to get a lot of people in trouble for that. And then on top of that, and how many people, there's a lot of other things they can prevent. Like, it's a preventable cause. This is a cause that is from stupidity generally and neglect. And what about texting and dying? I'm sure if I'm not, maybe I'm wrong, but how many people die from texting and driving? People die from car accidents all the time. How many people die because they're texting, or because they're looking at their navigation system, or because they're playing with their music player, or because, how many people die because they have a kid and then they reach back to check on their kid, or because maybe the parents, one of their biggest distractions are kids. How many times you're driving in your car and then, your kids are arguing or they're fighting each other, hitting each other in the backseat, you got to turn around and say, stop it, and then you get into an accident. How often does that happen? How often does your one parent have to turn around and say, don't make me get my, don't make me to come back there. There's lots of ways that people die, and they're not addressing these. I'm going to address this issue, and not that many people would die from it because it's touching, it's feeling, it sounds nice. These type of laws serve no purpose in the long run. They're going to do more harm than good, and they don't do anything about that. And these are things that can be avoided with personal responsibility and common sense. Use a little common sense. Again, take your kid with you. Make it second nature. Make it a habit. Don't leave your kid in the car. I don't care if you're running to go take a pee, because what ends up happening, especially these are usually moms who do this, you get in the store, then they start shopping, they start looking around, they start chit-chatting, they're on their phone, and then blah, 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 and then they lose track of time. Like me, I go to the store, I come in, I come out. But, especially moms don't generally do. They're doing a lot of shopping. They take a lot of time. Take your kid with you. Or if you're not going to do that, at least roll the windows down a lot more. A lot of them crack the window. Roll the windows down at least halfway or 3/4 of the way so they have some air. But generally, I would say just take your kids with you. Just take them with you and don't take the chance, because a lot of people don't want to roll their windows down because they're scared of, the kid being attacked or somebody hitting the kid or, snatching the kid or something. Look, if you're worried about that, just take the kid with you and be done with it. And there's some statistics about kids getting back in a car. It's like, lock the door when you get out of the car. I don't know how often this happens. How does a 2-year-old sneak back in a car and you not notice it? I don't understand what these people are thinking. It's like the people who should be having the kids are having the most kids. And it's just ridiculous. And the car deaths are a small amount. And you can't legislate common sense. You can't legislate personal safety and personal common sense. People can die from being reckless in so many ways, from using a ladder improperly, from using a lawnmower improperly, from using a car improperly, from you could use one of those torches. Maybe you have a barbecue lighter. You could use that improperly and burn your whole house down. There's lots of ways you can kill somebody or yourself or anybody just by being stupid. You can't legislate safety. There comes a reasonable amount, or it comes a personal responsibility and common sense. And that has to be expected of the people. And the more you pass these laws to coddle individuals, the more you make it worse for everybody else. And all it does is encourage more irresponsible, dumb behavior. People like this should not even be breeding in the first place. And we already encourage that through a lot of systems and this idea that everybody should have a kid no matter what, and it's a blessing no matter what. I'm sorry, it may be politically correct, it may offend people. A kid is as natural as using a bathroom, taking a dump. There's nothing wrong with having a kid, but it's not some blessing, magical thing from the heavens. You're not entitled to it. It doesn't make you special or intelligent or unique in any way. It's a responsibility and it's a cost, just like owning a car or anything else. Take responsibility for your kids. It always annoys me because people think to say, I don't care about kids. The reason I don't have kids is because I do care, because I don't have a kid that I'm not ready for, or due to my lifestyle, I'm on the move a lot. It would be rough on the kid. And things like this, is like these people who say they care so much are the most reckless with children. You got to be responsible and take your kid with you. I don't understand this attitude we have nowadays about to coddle people from their own mistakes and their own stupidity, and then people don't take any responsibility. And what also annoys me is, guess what? These are like almost always mothers, because if a guy did, like if I left my kids in the car to die, that's it for me. But some mother does this, they go to jail for something. They cry tears and they get the pass, the P pass, you know what that is, and then they get it out. They get into jail for a few months or some short period of time, and then they're out reproducing again. It's ridiculous. You know what? Give these people harsher punishments. Punish these people and make an example out of them for doing something so stupid. Yeah, you may feel bad. Yeah, you may hurt from it. But you know what? You did something wrong. People can do a lot of things they don't mean to do that are wrong. I can get drunk. I don't drink. But let's say I got drunk, got into a DUI, got into a wreck and killed a family. I might not have meant to do it. I might be heartbroken. Maybe I feel bad. But who cares? How does that family feel? People like that should be punished. And if you leave your kids in a hot car and they die, I don't care how bad you feel. You can cry the waterworks. You need to be punished. It's stupid. Stop it. And it's a stupid thing to do. And I mean, it's just such a dumb thing. But I wanted to talk about it because it goes into a lot of things talking about in terms of taking personal responsibility and being accountable for yourself. And of course, in this case, accountable for your family. Take responsibility. And stop passing laws that are there to benefit people who don't want to take responsibility for themselves, because all it does is hurt everybody else. And I'm hoping the people, the legislator, the public, or whoever's in charge starts to see this, that these laws we've been passing over the years that are supposed to help just end up being harmful in so many ways. People don't see the moral hazard. People don't see the long-term implications and effects of what they vote for and what they do, which is why a system we have like now where everybody votes is not a good idea. It sounds good, but people who are ill-informed voting or people passing laws to buy votes or get votes, it just ends up being harmful because people do not see the long-term implications of what they're doing. Hopefully this does not go through and it does not get passed because it's a very stupid law. Let me know what you think about that. Do you think it's a good idea? Have you known anybody who's done something similar? Have you done it? God, heaven forbid you haven't done it. Have you done it? Post, comment, like, subscribe, transcend infinitely, and of course, check out the free book. It's never too late to change.
Want more? Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment the video and subscribe to the podcast. Want even more? Check out the written article version and subscribe to the Infinite Transcendence website at infinitetranscendence.com for new and interesting quality content. Join now and receive a special gift. Also like our Facebook at Infinite Transcendence and follow us on Twitter at transcend_world. Keep watching and listening. See you next time and transcend infinitely.